Is it possible to improve on perfection? Yes, it absolutely is. Let's get into it. Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperCorns. I am Nick Doria, and on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Sony and Marvel's latest release, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, I think it goes without saying, a lot of Marvel fans have been waiting for this film, and it has been well worth the wait. This is everything we hoped for and even more from the sequel to the amazingly massive hit Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse way back in 2018. I don't know how Phil Lord and Chris Miller has done it, but they've managed to take whatever worked in that first film and improved it and made it so much better than we ever could have expected. Honestly, they say lightning doesn't strike twice, but I think this one is a huge exception to that rule. When I walked into this film, I knew I was going to have an amazing time, but I was not prepared for how much I was about to be blown away by this film. When I saw a lot of reviews giving it near perfect scores, I thought to myself, could it possibly be that great? And sure enough, it was. Everything you've heard about the hype is absolutely true. This is one film you don't want to miss. Now, while Into the Spider-Verse was a lot of fun and introduced us to a whole new way of animation filmmaking, what Across the Spider-Verse is a lot more grounded, a lot more depth, and of course, a lot more stakes at hand. Now, this review might be a little bit short because there's a lot I cannot get into, because if I do, it's going to go into spoiler territory. Because there's a lot of moments in this film that if I were to say it, that would give away the whole film, including the threat that's at hand. Whatever you think it is, it's definitely not what you're thinking. So to talk about things I actually can talk about, what I feel with this film is that the story is much more focused on Gwen Stacy, which I don't mind at all. Sure, there are moments we get Miles' story and there is focus on Miles, but I feel this is very much a Gwen Stacy driven storyline. And with Miles, it's much more family based this time around. There's a lot more of an emotional connection with the father and the mother that we didn't quite get with the first film. Sure, we got it, but we go much more deeper into it with this, because I'm sure they're setting up something that is going to break all of our hearts eventually. Now, of course, as we've seen from the trailer, we are getting a multitude of Spider-Men, Spider-Women, Spider-People, a lot of Spider-related things. But we've got the reintroduction of Spider-Man 2099, played wonderfully by Oscar O'Hara, who delivers us a very grounded performance and backstory, as well as the battles that Miguel O'Hara goes through. That I was not expecting. And I was also not expecting a brilliant story from Spider-Man India. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to butcher it, but we've gotten a lot more of Spider-Man India this time around, and it was wonderful to see that sort of culture being brought to the big screen in the form of Spider-Man. I didn't know much about Spider-Man India, but watching this, I want to read more about his story, to be honest with you. And another character that I wasn't expecting to like as much was Spider-Punk. I didn't know much about Spider-Punk, but watching this, I want to know more about him as well. And the fact that the animation took 5 years to do, it shows the time, effort, and detail that the animators put into this film that makes it what it was. And speaking of the animation style, whatever we got with the first film, they've ramped it up to 100 with this. Some of the shots are absolutely beautiful, almost like a painting that I just want to take a screenshot of it, frame it up on my wall, because these shots could be put in an art gallery. It's just that beautiful. And on top of that, this is a great multiverse story. It's a great way of explaining the multiverse even better, and also explaining a little bit about the canon universe as well, which again, I will not get into. It's spoilery. There's a lot of things I want to get into, but again, it's spoilery, so you have to see this for yourself. There's a lot that I still want to say, but again, it would be very much spoilery talk, and perhaps I'll do another video down the line, maybe in a month or so, to really get into that level of detail. But honestly, this is just more than perfect. It's everything that I could have wanted in the film. So do yourself a favor and go and watch this as soon as you can. Go run to the cinema or web sling to the cinema, because there's going to be so much Easter eggs, cameos, that you're going to have to watch it more than once to get all that detail in. I want to go and see it again because I'm sure there's bits and pieces that I missed, because there's just so much going on, but in a good way. So like I said, go do yourself a favor, go and catch Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse now. You might need to watch the first film in order to understand a lot of things, but still, if you haven't, if you're going to this blind, it's great as well, because they'll explain it to you. And make sure you check out everything in the background, because there's so much going on. As I said, there's a lot of cameos, Easter eggs that you're just gonna go, hey! So yes, go and watch it right now. And as always, you can check us out on all social media. It's all on our screen at the moment: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube. Check out all the social media for more updates. And I also co-host a podcast with Carol M. Baha and Amelia Chen called Geeks in Malaysia. We talk about everything and anything related to pop culture: movies, TV shows, video games, comic books. We talk about it all on all audio platforms, and we have a bunch of videos as well, so go check out our YouTube for a lot of silliness. And not forgetting, I also write a few articles for the media outlet Goggler. They write some fantastic reviews and articles about film and TV, as well as interview Hollywood's top celebrities. So make sure you check out their social media for more updates. Thank you so much again for watching. I am Nick Dorian, and as always, keep watching the movies.